evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshata Nandagopal and you're joining us for our rolling coverage on all that's playing out in Maharashtra. Two important meets, out of which there's been one big takeaway. What do the numbers look like? And that's what you see on your screens right now. On one hand, you've got Ajit Pawar's faction with 31 MLAs, including him, and 14 on the other, on Sharad Pawar's side. So if you look at the numbers, it's definitely in Ajit Pawar's favor. He needs, however, 36 to evade the anti-defection law. And Ajit at this point is saying that it's not 31, but way more. He has 42 on his side. These numbers will decide the fate of the NCP, who it will go to, Ajit Pawar or to Sharad Pawar. And that's what we'll be tracking and getting you the latest on. First, as always, the headline. Mega show of strength by Ajit and Sharad Pawar factions. 31 MLAs back Ajit camp, 14 with Sharad Pawar. Senior Pawar roars that the NCP symbol won't go anywhere. Ajit Pawar doesn't hold back, trains guns at Uncle Sharad Pawar, says Pawar Senior is 83 years old and should step down, should retire. Exposes Sharad Pawar's flip-flop by joining hands with Shiv Sena and claims there was a meeting with the BJP. Supriya Sule responds to cousin Ajit Pawar's age taunt at her father, says Sharad Senior most and is steering the NCP ship. Roars the fight is against BJP's behavior. Is there trouble in the Shinde Sena? Big claim by NCP leader Mahesh Tapse, who says revolt is brewing in Shinde camp. Claims Shinde MLAs are upset over the Ajit Pawar faction union. The other stories we're tracking this evening. Bulldozer justice in Madhya Pradesh. House of BJP youth workers seen urinating on a Dalit man. Raised down. NSA slapped on accused Pravesh Shukla. And countdown begins to the launch of Chandrayaan 3. ISRO puts out video of moon landers assembly now. And let's begin by getting you the latest updates coming in from Maharashtra. It looks like the action could move from Maharashtra to the national capital. We're hearing that tomorrow Sharad Pawar is going to be making his way to Delhi and he's going to be holding a national executive meet tomorrow in the national capital at 3 p.m. This comes after all of the rebels, all of whom are backing Ajit Pawar, came together and declared that Ajit Pawar is the NCP chief. And even as you've got both factions now taking organizational decisions, trying to claim they're the real NCP, Sharad Pawar is going to be holding a national executive meeting in Delhi tomorrow, perhaps to strategize how to respond to Ajit Pawar declaring himself as the national president and also to counter the EC steps that have been taken so far. Ritvik Balekar is joining us with more details on this. So Ritvik, Sharad Pawar now heading to the national capital. Tomorrow morning we're hearing he'll be catching a flight, and tomorrow afternoon that crucial national executive meet will happen. Is there going to be a resolution officially passed against Ajit Pawar once again?
Yes, absolutely. The meeting in Delhi on 6th of July, that is tomorrow, was pre-planned. It was announced a week before. But before that, we saw how Ajit Pawar took a meeting in a hurried way at his official residence in Mumbai at Devgiri Bungalow, and all the MLAs starting pouring in, and how they garnered support. And at that moment, after that meeting, they went to Raj Bhavan and directly took the oath. So the meeting, the national executive meeting of Sharad Pawar was pre-scheduled on 6th of July tomorrow. So tomorrow that will be taking place. Sharad Pawar will be going to Delhi today evening after this meeting, which was held in YB Chavan Center. And it is being said and told by sources that in national executive meeting, again a resolution will be passed where Sharad Pawar as a national president of his party NCP will be declared with the majority of the party workers, the party national executive members, and also Supriya Sule, who is a newly appointed working president of the party, will be re-elected. But we need to see that will Praful Patel, who is second working president of the party will be
Right.
re-elected, or he'll be removed from that post. We need to see that. Yes.
Okay, Ritik, just stay on with me. For all the viewers who are joining us on this broadcast now, let's round up all the latest updates that have come in on the story. In the last few hours, you've seen these big show of strength by both Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar. But what's the result of that? Let's break down for you all the latest updates. NCP patriarch Sharad Pawar hit out at the Ajit Pawar faction, mocking them for still using his pictures in their posters. Sharad Pawar said that the Ajit camp knows they cannot survive without him. He also asserted that the party symbol isn't going anywhere. Now, a comment that the Sharad Pawar faction has taken serious offense to is Ajit Pawar's taunt over Pawar Senior's age. Supriya Sule has slammed Ajit Pawar for mocking Sharad Pawar's age. She added that the party's original symbol is with them. In fact, through the meeting called by Sharad Pawar, the leaders went on to target BJP repeatedly. Supriya Sule accused the Saffron Party of doing politics of convenience, repeating what Prime Minister Modi called the NCP, of calling them the National Corrupt Party. After the big show of strength that happened earlier today, NCP leaders who are part of the Ajit Pawar faction were taken to Taj Lands End Hotel for lunch. There have been questions about whether this will trigger resort politics, but for now, we're hearing that's not the case. The fight has already moved to the Election Commission. The Ajit camp has moved easily to stake claim of the party name and symbol. Sharad Pawar's camp, however, has filed a caveat in the Election Commission, urging the poll panel to listen to them as well before taking any sort of decision. So let's get you all the updates on the ground. After that show of strength, what is Ajit Pawar up to? What's his next step going to be? Pankaj Upadhyay is joining us live from Ajit Pawar's residence. We also have Mustafa Sheikh who's joining us from the YB Chavan Center. That's where Sharad Pawar's faction held their meeting. Pankaj, if I can come across to you first, Sharad Pawar has called a national executive meet. This was in the offing. It was planned all along, but there's no doubt that largely the discussions and the agenda will be to take on Ajit Pawar. So what will really be the counter? What is the strategy as far as the Ajit camp is concerned?
Well, definitely this is an identity crisis for the NCP at this point of time. But the Ajit Pawar camp clearly realizes that they have to act, and they have to act smart and fast as well, clearly realizing that they have got a counter petition with the Election Commission of India. Though all along Ajit Pawar has been claiming that he has the numbers. Till this morning they were maintaining that they have the support of 40 plus MLAs, but as it turns out on ground zero their support is of 31 MLAs, and Ajit Pawar clearly realizes this number is not enough, and that is the reason why currently a meeting is underway of the NCP leaders here at the 5-star hotel in suburban Mumbai. And in fact Praful Patel and Dilip Walse Patil, the two senior leaders of the NCP, have already left this 5-star hotel, but what we are learning is that the meeting is currently underway, and Ajit Pawar is trying to get in touch with more MLAs. In fact, he was very vocal about this in his speech as well this noon time, when he clearly said that he has not been able to get in touch with all the MLAs. Some are in the hospital, some have not been in touch with him, some have not come to the place. And Ajit realizes that unless, of course, he gets the majority of the MLAs with him, the fight with Sharad Pawar, with his uncle, is going to get really very close. Because even though Ajit Pawar has said at the age of 83, now Sharad Pawar should give up and give him blessing, clearly Sharad Pawar is not giving up.
Pankaj, is there a possibility,
of
the same old rigmarole of, resort politics kicking off? Are the MLAs going to be gathered at the hotel where, in fact, Ajit Pawar took them for lunch? Are they going to be made to stay there till there's some concrete idea of where things stand?
See, I think irrespective of whether there is a resort politics or not, there is no guarantee whether the MLAs are going to stay either with the Ajit Pawar camp or the Sharad Pawar camp. You know, this jumping ships from one camp to another is bound to happen, as we saw happened with the Shiv Sena faction as well. When there was a vertical split in the Shiv Sena, and for the many weeks, many MLAs jumped ships. So it is bound to happen. But here, Ajit Pawar seems to have a clear edge because he is in power now. He is the Deputy Chief Minister of the state along with Devendra Fadnavis, and he has the close aides of Sharad Pawar, that is Dilip Walse Patil, Chhagan Bhujbal, Praful Patel with him, and they have tremendous influence on most of the MLAs as well. So if he has reached the number 31, for him getting to number 36 should not be all that difficult, but that will require effort.
You know, they've got 31. Yes, they've got bigger numbers, larger numbers. You would say that majority support is for Ajit Pawar when compared to Sharad Pawar, but it's clearly not enough, and that's why there were repeated guarantees from the Ajit faction when they spoke, when several leaders including Ajit Pawar spoke, saying more MLAs are joining us, they're on their way, they're coming in from different parts of Maharashtra. Pankaj, stay with me. Let's round up all the in fact comments made by Ajit Pawar, because besides the reassurances that we have all the necessary support, we have the numbers, what stood out was how Ajit Pawar didn't shy away from repeatedly, constantly targeting Sharad Pawar, even over his age, saying it's time for you to retire.
A show of strength, a poster war, and a family feud. The Nationalist Congress Party split wide open, and it's no holds barred. The breakaway NCP groups, Sharad Pawar camp and Ajit Pawar camp, held separate meetings in Mumbai enlisting support of MLAs and party office bearers. Ajit Pawar, whose posters across Mumbai incidentally carried photos of his uncle, spewed fire against Sharad Pawar from the podium.
एखादा माणूस नोकरीमध्ये लागला तर महाराष्ट्र सरकारमध्ये 58व्या वर्षी रिटायर होतो. तर भाजपमध्ये 75 वर्षांनंतर रिटायर केलं जातं. आता जर वय जास्त झालं, 82 झालं, 83 झालं, तुम्ही कधी थांबणार आहात का नाही?
From backing Narendra Modi to hitting out at Pawar over Mahagathbandhan meetings, Ajit Pawar pulled no punches. Of all the blows, the one on Pawar's age was the unkindest. Sharad Pawar's daughter and MP Supriya Sule hit back at her cousin.
Naturally corrupt party. माझ्या वाचनात आणि ऐकण्यात आता आलं की काही लोकांचं म्हणणं आहे की काही लोकांचं वय झालंय, त्याच्यामुळे त्यांनी फक्त आशीर्वाद द्यावे. का बरं आशीर्वाद द्यावे? अरे सबसे देखो तो फारूक अब्दुल्ला साहेबांपेक्षा 3 वर्षांनी मोठे आहेत. अरे लड़ले, मैं तो शरद से 3 साल बड़ा हूं, मैं लड़ रहा हूं, शरद को बोल मेरे तरह तू भी लड़ ले.
NCP patriarch Sharad Pawar tore into his political rivals when he took stage at the Y.B. Chavan Memorial. The battle of Pawars has entered the next round. The Ajit Pawar faction has moved the election commission's taking claim to party name and symbol, while Sharad Pawar camp has moved a caveat urging the EC to listen to their side as well before passing an order. With Sahil Joshi in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
And get set for the legal fight to now kick off. The Election Commission now has confirmed that they've received documents from both factions as far as the NCP party name and symbol is concerned. The EC has got an affidavit from both sides. Sources in the Election Commission have told India Today that the poll panel has asked both sides, the Ajit Pawar faction and Sharad Pawar faction, to submit their documents soon. The legal department of the Election Commission is working on the affidavits of both parties. A sense of deja vu, because this is exactly what played out in the Shiv Sena fight as well, between the Uddhav Sena and the Shinde Sena. Now, Ajit and Sharad Pawar will have to prove their case legally as well. Beyond the numbers, they will have to also give all possible details to prove that they have the power to make organizational changes, and most importantly, to ensure that they get the party name and the party symbol. Both sides have made it very clear that they're not going to back down without a fight. In the meetings that happened today, both publicly declared that they are the real NCP, that the party symbol belongs to them. So it'll be interesting to see what really happens with the Election Commission right now. Aishwarya Paliwal is joining us with more details on this. Aishwarya, what are you picking up from your sources in the Election Commission? How will this now move forward?
Well, let me tell you, the Election Commission, in fact, has got all the documents from both the factions, from Sharad Pawar's faction as well as from Ajit Pawar's faction. Now, at the moment, Ajit Pawar is claiming he has the support of 40 MLAs. Now, let me tell you, the two-third rule clearly states, if he has more than 35, then there will be no defection law. But as far as the Election Commission is concerned, the Commission will have to go to the grass level, Akshata, and then see who are the people who are standing with Ajit Pawar's NCP faction. The other thing, that the Election Commission will do is that making sure that, they get the affidavits, and that's exactly what happened in the Shiv Sena case too. In fact, let me tell you, they received around, what they received was close to 4 lakh, truckloads of documents. So that's something which we are expecting will take place at the moment. The Commission is saying in the next upcoming days, we could see, Akshata, as soon as 24 to 48 hours is when the Election Commission will write to both the factions, asking them to give them the required documents.
Aishwarya, thanks for the moment for joining us with all of those details. So we'll track this angle as well very closely on how the Election Commission plans really to take this case forward and has taken note of both the affidavits submitted by both the Ajit faction and the Sharad Pawar faction. We've spoken in great detail about Ajit Pawar's strategy, what he's up to. Let's talk about Sharad Pawar now. And Mustafa Sheikh is joining us live right now from the YB Chavan Center, which is where you had that event where Sharad Pawar spoke earlier as well. Mustafa, you had Ajit Pawar this afternoon very clearly taking on Sharad Pawar, not holding back, targeting him over his age, targeting him over his political strategies, saying he's met with the BJP repeatedly. Sharad Pawar, interestingly, in his speech, chose not to really target Ajit Pawar repeatedly. Instead, he spoke about his political journey, he spoke about his milestones, his achievements, the party's achievements as well.
Well, Akshata, that's true, because Sharad Pawar also knows what he's against, because last year everybody has seen what happened in the case was in Shiv Sena versus Shiv Sena, and Ajit Pawar has clearly said that he has very much confidence in the Election Commission, and we see Election Commission progressing in this matter and issuing notices and acting promptly. So it clearly they know what against them, and hence it looks like the NCP at Sharad Pawar faction has that started morally and mentally preparing their cadre for 2024 elections, and they are also believing that as the most number of MLAs are with Ajit Pawar, it's likely that he will make it to that 2/3 mark. But Ajit Pawar is not only making scathing attacks on Sharad Pawar, he is also moving very swiftly to take on the entire party. He has not only gone to Election Commission, he has said in the Election Commission's petition that the constitution of the NCP was not followed, appointments were made, these appointments were illegal, and hence now with favorable majority in the party, Ajit Pawar has taken over as the national president of the NCP. So Sharad Pawar is very well having a meeting of the national executive tomorrow in Delhi, but Ajit Pawar is very moving fast in the legal aspects of it, to show that somewhere something is going to happen more in Maharashtra politics, because he has clearly come out, Ajit Pawar has come out in his speech and said that he wants to be the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Remember, it's the BJP which has 105 MLAs in the Maharashtra Assembly. He has just joined the government and he's making his aspirations very much clear. So this seems that there is more happening in Maharashtra's politics which meets more than it meets the eyes, and something is going to happen again in the next few days. Back to you.
All right, Mustafa, thank you for joining us with that. Let's go back in time and talk about Ajit Pawar's political journey. How is it that he's reached this particular level today, where he's trying to carve a political niche for himself, where he's trying to carve his own political identity, and that means even taking on his own uncle, NCP patriarch Sharad Pawar. Ajit Pawar has faced a lot of controversies, a lot of scams, but he's also served as Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra several times in the recent past. The fortune wheel has turned in Ajit Anantrao Pawar's favour on his birth month. Come 22nd July, the nephew of the Maharashtra satrap Sharad Pawar will turn 64 years.
It's been a long, winding journey for Ajit Pawar. Despite being the son of the elder brother, he waited in the wings for nearly 5 decades since his political debut in 1982. Ajit Pawar's father worked with V. Shantaram's Rajkamal Studios, but he died at an early age. Ajit Pawar gave up his studies to fill in his father's shoes. Then, Sharad Pawar was the rising star of Congress party in Maharashtra. The nephew started with the Sugar Factory Cooperative and then District Cooperative Bank before becoming the MP from Baramati. He's been mentored by Sharad Pawar, the Machiavelli of regional politics in India. Despite being in numerous controversies, the 7-term MLA learned the value of grassroots politics very well. Today, he enjoys a significant following among legislators and cadre alike. An expert in electoral management and a resourceful leader, he groomed many MLAs and even helped them get elected. It ensured that he remained number 2 in his uncle's party even after the arrival of his cousin and Sharad Pawar's daughter, Supriya Sule. But he'd waited for his turn in the sun for too long, and he was becoming impatient. Ajit became Deputy Chief Minister in November 2010 for the first time after flexing his muscle and thwarting his uncle's plan to again give the position to the party's heavyweight Chhagan Bhujbal. In a surprise move, he resigned in September 2012 following allegations against him in an irrigation scam. But 3 months later, he came back after obtaining a clean sheet for himself from the then Congress NCP government. Ajit Pawar's ambition has always been the post of Chief Minister of Maharashtra. He was close to the post in 2004 when the NCP won 2 seats more than the Congress. But Sharad Pawar conceded the post to the Congress in exchange for more cabinet berths. A determined Ajit ensured support among the MLAs and arm-twisted his uncle to make him Deputy Chief Minister in 2010. Since then, he's taken oath as Deputy CM 4 more times. Till now, he's been the real strongman for Congress NCP Bureau of Western Maharashtra. Ajit Pawar not only enjoys a good following there, but knows the in and out of the powerful cooperation sector, which is the backbone of the region's economy. BJP is desperate to make inroads into the sector. Now with Ajit Pawar on board, it will be easier for it to vie for the 11 Lok Sabha and over 60 assembly seats in Western Maharashtra. In fact, even Supriya Sule's Lok Sabha seat of Baramati could be in danger. Because truly speaking, it was Ajit who handled affairs in Pawar family's pocket borough of Baramati. But when Sharad Pawar wanted to resign in the beginning of May, the power tussle and Cold War between the nephew and uncle reached a tipping point. Sharad Pawar made his daughter Supriya Sule NCP president, and the plot to 2nd July, Ajit Pawar's mutiny, was written then and there. Bureau Report, India Today.
As the Pawars continue to fight it out for the NCP, is there trouble brewing as a direct result of Ajit Pawar's move for the Shinde Sena, for Eknath Shinde? Well, between portfolio fights of finance and planning, because Shinde Sena reportedly wants these portfolios and the Ajit faction is also fighting it out. There's also talk about MLAs who are with Eknath Shinde voicing their anger, their dissatisfaction over the fact that they're now back to square one, that they are allying with the NCP. Let's get your details of that story.
All is not well in the ruling alliance in Maharashtra. The induction of 9 NCP MLAs led by Ajit Pawar has sparked a rift in Chief Minister Eknath Shinde's party. Several Shiv Sena MLAs are now upset over their long-standing political rivals, NCP, joining them. The divide forced Chief Minister Eknath Shinde to cancel his trip to Nagpur to welcome President Draupadi Murmu and call a party meeting at his official residence instead. With the NCP joining the ruling coalition, Shiv Sena MLAs fear losing out on key portfolios and later even election tickets to Ajit Pawar's group.
ये गुट आने से कुछ हमारी जो सत्ता है, सत्ता में उनको हिस्सेदारी देना जरूरी हुआ था। जब उनको सत्ता में हिस्सेदारी दी तो बट नेचुरल है कि कुछ हमारे लोगों के जो पद मिलने वाले थे वो कम हुए, इसलिए थोड़ी नाराजगी है, ये मैं मानता हूं। ये कोई झूठ या छुपाने वाली बात नहीं। नहीं, वो आ गए, हम बहुत खुश है, ऐसा नहीं है।
The Shiv Sena and the BJP have 10 ministers each in the present Maharashtra cabinet. With Sunday's inclusion of 9 NCP MLAs, the number of ministers has now risen to 29. The state can have a total of 43 ministers as per constitutional limit. The remaining 14 posts will have to be divided between 3 parties now, with the BJP likely to take the lion's share. Meanwhile, Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena has gone on the offensive. They claim the balance of power in the Maharashtra ruling alliance has shifted from Chief Minister Eknath Shinde to the new Deputy Chief Minister, Ajit Pawar. The Sena UBT has approached the Supreme Court seeking a decision by the Speaker on their pending disqualification petition against the Shinde Sena MLAs.
बात ऐसी है कि एक फ्रेज है, एक फुल दो हाफ, कभी कभी आप मजाक में ले लेते हैं, लेकिन हमारे यहाँ 2 हाफ है, 2 डिप्टी सीएम, और एक फुल नहीं है, वो भी डाउटफुल है। मुख्यमंत्री वो कभी भी जा सकते हैं। जिस तरह से अजीत पवार को लाया गया है, कोई जरूरत नहीं थी। आने वाले दिनों में मुख्यमंत्री बदल सकता है, मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ।
जो एकनाथ शिंदे हैं, जो मुख्यमंत्री बने हुए हैं, 2 पहिए को साथ में लेकर चल रहे हैं, 3 पहिया सरकार हो गई है। क्या वो इस बात से इत्तेफाक रखते हैं कि जो बीजेपी कर रही है, जिनसे इनको सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत थी, अजीत पवार से सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत थी कि वो तकलीफ देते थे जब महाविकास आघाड़ी में थे, अब उनके साथ बैठे हैं।
While Chief Minister Eknath Shinde may be able to buy peace for a little while longer, elections are now fast approaching. Some of his party members are surely getting restless. He certainly has a tough job of keeping his flock together, and that certainly is priority number 1 for him. Bureau Report, India Today.
Vidya is joining us live from Mumbai with more details on that. Vidya, good evening. In less than 30 minutes from now, there's going to be a meeting of the Shinde Sena faction. Is there any truth to all of these reports and the NCP's claims that there's disgruntlement within the Shinde Sena camp?
Well, it's not just the the NCP claim. It is actually very true that for the sheer fact that these people have been waiting. Remember, there were more than 40 of them who had gone over with Eknath Shinde, but only a handful of them had got some of the portfolios, and rest of them were still waiting. They had been told that there would be an expansion, but when the expansion did happen, it took they actually took NCP people instead of taking their own, and which has been a concern for the rest of the Eknath Shinde camp members, and that is one of the reasons why this meeting is being held by Eknath Shinde and other leaders, to make sure that their feelings are assuaged. They are assured that there will be something further for them, and it's not just instruction that will be given. They will also take a feedback on what the rest of the people really want, and then they will decide, chart the next course of action. But all this certainly the entire part.
All right, Vidya, thank you for those updates. Let's get you a big political news break coming in from Andhra Pradesh. Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy is currently in the national capital, just wrapped up a meeting with Prime Minister Modi, and we're hearing on India Today that there was a detailed discussion about Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy's plans to prepone the Andhra Pradesh elections, which usually happens in sync with the 2024 general elections. But this time, reportedly, Jagan Mohan Reddy is contemplating dissolving the assembly earlier and ensuring that the elections take place at the end of this year, when the Telangana elections take place, along with several other states as well. Abdul Bashir is joining us with more details on this. Abdul, what are you picking up on the meeting that transpired between Prime Minister Modi and the Andhra Chief Minister? A lot of buzz that Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy was essentially seeking the Prime Minister's opinion on preponing elections in the state.
Yes, see, today's meeting of Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and also Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has indicated that firstly, there had been discussions about the bifurcation funds to errors from the center that has to be given to the state. Apart from that, a special status to the state. Now here, the sources from the party has also indicated that Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy is set to be contemplating dissolution of the assembly and go for an early elections. Now here the reason is said to be given, but there is consultation with the Prime Minister, Union Home Minister Amit Shah in this regard is what we are getting to know. There was a 45-minute meeting with the Union Home Minister Amit Shah that was held today, in which all these issues are said to be discussed. But officially, a stand from the party, the detailed information is yet to be known.
Okay, Abdul, thanks for getting us those details. We'll track what really comes out in the communication from the CMO on that meeting. Let's also get you a quick update on the Uniform Civil Code. Remember that the Law Commission has sought opinion from several religious groups. The All India Muslim Personal Law Board has sent across their opinion to, in fact, the Law Commission, questioning the UCC. And as we, in fact, go through the 3-page document that we've accessed here on India Today, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board has said that the UCC will lead to Muslims losing their identity. So they've made it very clear that they're against one nation, one law. They've also said that UCC will infringe on Muslims' religious beliefs, highlighting a number of issues that they have with UCC, which they say the central government hasn't given any clarification on, which is why they believe that the Uniform Civil Code will lead to Muslims losing their identity. I'm wrapping up this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Stay tuned to India Today.